Hello and welcome to Fontana's Open for Business. Don't turn that TV off. You don't want to miss this. I know you're looking at this. I'm going to talk about this real quick. In this show, we are always visiting our great Fontana businesses to talk about their products and services. I'm your mayor, Aquanetta Warren, host of this great show, but today I'm putting all the honor on Barbara Greenwich with Bear Pantry Show Marketing. Could you please tell us what is your position and background in the industry, and what is that? It smells divine.
First of all, Mayor Warren, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Bear Pantry Show Marketing, the short description would be it's an online business, but the long description is that I'm a YouTube content creator. And what that means is that YouTube allows me to upload my content, and if I allow them to monetize it, then I get a share of the revenues.
Wow, how creative. Well, what's your background in this type of industry?
Well, actually, I did broadcasting at LA City College. I have a degree in broadcasting, but radio broadcasting. And then I did a few television courses, and my background mainly was with food. I knew how to cook, and so I did what I knew, and then the rest followed.
This is outstanding. Okay, now just describe your business, like to the viewers. So if somebody said, I see this great cookbook, Beans and Rice and Jesus Christ. Just describe your business.
Well, in the middle of the recession, back in '08, I decided I wanted to become a published author. So I self-published this book. And I had a book that I did first where I discussed my ups and downs with weight gain and weight loss. And I only sold like 50 of those books to friends and family. So I wanted to sell more of these books. So I decided that I was going to do the YouTube show to teach from the book. And by giving the people the stuff from the book, they ended up buying the book.
Oh my goodness. Do you find that your business is on the rise, or does it remain the same? And how does that work with the economics?
Well, it's on the rise because my business, a small percentage of it is online marketing or sales. And I sell the things that has to do with the show. The bulk of my business is this show. So it's a branding thing. And as long as people keep watching the videos and sharing them, then I grow. So I started off with 3 subscribers, and almost 5 years later, I'm over 25,000 subscribers and close to 4 million views. So it's on the rise.
Whoa, this is amazing. Now, we've been talking earlier about the American dream. This is amazing. What technology is affecting your industry? I mean, you're over the hump on this technology, it sounds like.
Well, the technology that I use, of course, are the cameras and editing programs and anything to do with creating the behind the scenes at the show. So, of course, I have to stay current with all these things. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not too young. And so I had to learn.
Beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I'm constantly having to learn even new editing programs. I just don't stick with one because there are many out there. And I have to constantly, I'm thrown into where I have to learn how to build my own website because I pretty much do everything myself at the show.
You know what, our young people watching right now are probably really into this because what you're doing is just phenomenal. What are some of the biggest hurdles you've run into in trying to do this type of business?
Well, when I first started, of course, nobody knew that I existed because a lot of people try to start YouTube channels and, it gets lost in all the channels that are there. So I think what happened to me, because I named it The Bear Pantry Show because I didn't want it to just be about Belizean foods. Although that's where I started because that's what I knew. I had like 150 Belizean recipes under my belt. Wow. And so I think one Belizean person found me, or no, actually she was married to a Belizean. She was an American that was married to a Belizean. She wanted to cook dinners to please her husband. She found me and she made it her business to just like share me everywhere on all her social media, and she's like my #1 fan since day one. She's passed on, sadly, but that's where it started, and the word got out. So the hurdles that I find is just on a whole, like when you can't get people to share it, because some people think, okay, I don't want to share it because I just want to be here and I'll be her #1, but I'm like, share.
Right. I tell you, you and I have talked before. My background in Los Angeles, Belizean food was everywhere. And when you're out here in IE, it's been difficult to find. So you're a gem right now to me. Trust me. I have so many Belizean friends that used to cook. We worked together. I bring my soul food. They had their Belizean food. Of course, I was eating their Belizean food like it was nobody's business. But I tell you, this is so culturally rich. It really is. What are your goals in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would really like to have a show on TV, cable
Okay.
TV or just, local TV. Because this YouTube is international and I will always stick with YouTube, or if another company comes along that's like YouTube, I'll stick with it because it is international. But I'd like to bring it to the national scene here in America, because even now my shows are being streamed to Belize. So even Belizeans are watching how to cook our own Belizean food, because the old people didn't teach us anything. They took it to their graves. And so a lot of the people, the younger people that are like in their 30s, they're learning how to cook. So I guess that's syndication.
Yeah.
I'm already going into syndication in my own little way.
Well, this is all being announced right here, everyone, on Fontana is open for business.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now look, I'm gonna ask you some more questions, but can I taste this?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
I gotta
have
go
fun.
now, okay? I can't not be waiting. I think what I'm gonna do, you know what? You already know how good it tastes. I'm taking the plate.
Yes.
Okay, let me go right here. Oh, come on. Who got these forks? Jesus. Don't you wish we had commercials about now? Oh my goodness.
And that chicken is made with a special spice from Belize.
Okay, explain the spice.
The spice is from the achiote tree, and it's not a hot spice, but it gives it the color.
The flavor. Is this chicken? My God.
Yes.
And then, now what is this right here?
This is potato salad, and we make ours a little bit different. We put peas and carrots inside, but the salad dressing is all the way from, my dad imports it from Belize.
Oh my goodness. Let me reframe here now. This is delicious.
Thank you.
You know, I don't even have to ask you now how you're staying competitive, just eating this food. If I get this cookbook, can I cook like that?
Yes, you absolutely can, especially with the videos to go along with it.
Well, what about the spices and stuff? Where would I pick them up?
At my website. That's a part of why I created the website, because I didn't want it to primarily be about online sales.
Right.
But I created the website because I wanted the people to get the spices, the books, of course, and these little art things that my husband makes that has to do with the kitchen.
Look at there, everybody. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but if I'm cooking and I got these type of props, I'm loving things. So these are spoons and forks. Okay, now you have created such a niche. Is that niche for the market conditions today? Because, you know, everything is healthy. This is extremely healthy. I can look at it and tell.
Yes.
Somebody's out there saying, yeah, right, but it is.
Well, of course, they're looking at the cake and saying it's not healthy, but it is a sugar thing, and you know what sugar does to the body, but at least it doesn't have preservatives. Like when you go to the store and you buy that stuff, it has a whole lot of preservatives.
So this is homemade.
The cake's homemade, and the frosting's homemade from sweetened condensed milk that's just boiled in the can for 3 hours. So nothing added to it.
Wow.
Very simple. That's the niche of my show, is that I make things simple. Some recipes that I have only use 3 ingredients. So I named it The Bear Pantry Show because my pantry was bare in '08. And a lot of the times I opened it up and there was just tomato sauce. And so I had a few young associates through a business that we do that would call and ask me for food after they paid their rent. They were like in their late 20s. Right. And I would call them over and I would say, I'd make this fried, we call it fried jack, but you know, it's a fried bread.
Right.
And it used 3 ingredients, and I would make it for them, and I would give them the dough to take home with them to fry some more later on in the week. And that's when they said, can you teach us how to make it? I brought them into my home and taught them. And then they said, you should be teaching this on YouTube because a lot of people are starving. And that's where I started. And then I found out that a lot of Native Americans call that Navajo bread. And so I got a lot of those followers that started following me because of that one bread. So it's the whole channel started off with a book and that one bread.
You know, you just mentioned about in '08, your pantry was bare. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that always attracted me to the Belizean culture is how everyone tries to help everyone.
Yes.
When we would hire someone, they always had a friend that they wanted to get hired to. And if everybody was short on money, everybody put their lunch together.
Yes.
That whole cultural change, I'm of course African American, but we all worked together and helped each other. And I can remember one of my good friends who was Belizean had an interview, and she just had 2 dresses. So everybody really worked together. Tell me a little bit how this has helped you collaborate with other businesses. I understand you are doing that, and how does that work?
Yes. Well, first of all, as it pertains to Fontana, I'm collaborating with the businesses and they don't even know, because wherever I shop for my food, and I don't just go to the big box stores and the big supermarkets. I go to the mom and pop stores and I buy my produce there, and I talk about the store and I say where you can find it. And so they don't even know that they're getting, a shout
Free
out to me.
advertising,
Yes,
right.
yes, they are. And I make sure I do that because they are small just like I am. And we should be helping each other out. So definitely collaborating that way. And of course, because I'm on YouTube, you tend to collaborate more with other YouTubers that are doing the same thing or something that is comparable. But I've decided that I wanted to branch out this way better and collaborate with my local stores.
I'm so glad you're doing this. I know that this is really starting to pick up in the IE. We have all that going on in LA County. We're starting to arrive here as Inland Empire. That's
Yes.
great. We always have a way of finding something that's special, that special niche. As far as I'm concerned, it's this and it's great food. But there must be something that most people don't know about this.
Well, most people don't know that when it comes to YouTube, they don't confine you to one thing, like to say you have to upload every week. But I put myself on a schedule to have it as a professional show where I promise my viewers at least 1 video a week on Mondays. And now what I just started, because I want this to become more of a TV type show, I started to do a second video on Wednesdays where it's a variety show. So it's not just us cooking a meal, but it's Joe showing how he makes the thing. So we have an arts segment, we have a health
Right.
segment, because I do talk a lot about health. You asked about the niche earlier. Yes, it's a lot of foods that are easy to make. That's my primary thing. But I do go in there and make things that are diabetic friendly, things that are wheat belly friendly, because we did that program for a while where we didn't eat any wheat.
Right.
So I have a lot of different playlists that I put that we can involve everybody. I do have some vegan meals. I try
Wow.
not to just pinpoint one thing and stick with it, because then I'll run out of recipes. I have over 500 recipes at this show already.
Oh my
And so the
goodness.
variety show, it's 20 minutes long. And the people are latching on to that right now. I'm leaving the rest of the minutes for ads, for other ads to come in.
Well, you know what? I want to be on your show. I want to learn how to cook this great food. I know everybody's out in the audience saying, yeah, right. No, seriously.
Yes,
I would
yes.
love that.
I would love to have you.
I don't know if we'll make this cake, but
No, we'll make something healthy.
well, I just want to thank you for taking out the time. You were at the Sunset on Sierra.
Yes.
Your personality is so loving. And I know that's part of the food preparation. Everybody remembers their mother and father in the kitchen cooking from love. And that's what comes out when you talk even. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is your Mayor, Aquanetta Warren, with the great phrase, Fontana is open for business. Thanks for joining us today.